This segment of the news is brought to you by Great Basin College. A pioneer in distance education, your success is their tradition. Now offering over 25 degree and certificate programs in Pahrump and online.
Welcome back. Unemployment rates are at an all-time low in today's News Across Nevada.
Metro area unemployment rates varied on a month-over-month basis, but decreased year-over-year in May. This marks the first time since late 2007 that all metro areas in the Silver State have unemployment rates below 5%. The unemployment rate in Las Vegas remained at 4.8%, and the rate in Reno stayed at 3.9% in May. Carson City's rate declined to 4.7%, down 0.3 of a percentage point relative to April. Unemployment rates decreased on a year-over-year basis in all 17 of the state's counties. Residents interested in learning more about the switch to using vote centers on future election days in Clark County are encouraged to attend a public meeting hosted by the County Election Department from 6 to 8 p.m. on July 10th in Commission Chambers at the County Government Center located at 500 South Grand Central Parkway in Las Vegas. Vote centers operate very similar to early voting polling places in that any voter will be able to vote at any vote center, regardless of where they live in the county. This means voters will no longer be restricted to only voting at their designated polling places on election days. This change is expected to make voting more convenient for voters and may also save taxpayers some money, as fewer polling places will need to be open on election days. It's unknown if Nye County will be changing to this new system in the near future. Senator Dean Heller has introduced bipartisan legislation that focuses on providing access to broadband throughout the state. He has asked that the application process be easier to construct broadband infrastructure on federal lands. The legislation implements a 270-day clock for Department of Interior and the U.S. Forest Service to respond to applications. If the federal agencies miss the deadline, the application is deemed approved. And if the application is denied, the agency must notify the applicant of the reason for denial. The Bureau of Land Management will conduct a public hearing to discuss the use of motorized vehicles and aircraft in the monitoring and management of wild horses and burros on public lands here in Nevada. The hearing is scheduled for 5 p.m. Tuesday, June 27th at the White Pine County Library in Ely. The purpose of hearing is to receive information and public comment on the use of helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft to inventory wild horse and burro populations and the use of helicopters to gather and remove excess animals. The hearing will also consider the use of motorized vehicles to transport gathered wild horses or burros, as well as to conduct field monitoring activities. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada.
All right, thanks, Deanna. Fire restrictions are in place all over the state. As Independence Day approaches, Ray Johnson with the U.S. Forest Service reminds us about firework restrictions put in place.
And it's not that far away that 4th of July is coming up. We need to let people know that there's no fireworks of any kind on the federal lands. Especially this year, we seem to have a little bit more grass than we have in the past. So we're certainly concerned about the potential with fireworks.
We have a launch site right here in Pahrump that they can readily use.
That would be great if they used that instead of going up onto some of the federal lands.
And of course, there's a penalty if they use fireworks on federal lands.
That's correct. It's a Class B misdemeanor, and it's a $250 fine.
Bill Cosby plans on doing speeches aimed at young people addressing the issue of false sexual assault allegations and what could happen if you aren't careful. Katlyn Boyer gives an update on Cosby's court case and more, and this week's entertainment report.
In entertainment this week, Carrie Fisher's autopsy report shows the actress had cocaine in her system when she fell ill on a plane last year, but investigators could not determine what impact the cocaine and other drugs found in her system had on her death. The report says Fisher may have taken cocaine 3 days before the December 23rd flight on which she became ill. The actress died 4 days after the incident. The report also states traces of heroin, other opiates, and MDMA, which is also known as ecstasy, were found in Fisher's system, but that they could not determine when she had taken those drugs. Coroner's officials ruled Fisher died from sleep apnea and a combination of other factors. 10 of the 12 jurors in Bill Cosby's assault trial voted to convict the comedian on 2 counts of aggravated indecent assault. But the case was declared a mistrial because 2 of the people on the panel continued to hold out. Cosby faced 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. 10 of the 12 jurors agreed the 79-year-old Cosby was guilty on 2 of the 3 counts. On count 1, that Cosby had digitally penetrated Andrea Constant without her consent. The jury voted 10-2 to find Cosby guilty. On the 3rd count, the alleged assault happened after Cosby gave Constant drugs without her knowledge. The jury also deadlocked at 10-2 in favor of the guilty verdict. Meanwhile, on the 2nd count, that Constant was unconscious or unaware during the incident, the vote was 11-1 to acquit Cosby. The judge declared a mistrial on Saturday. Ron Howard will be stepping in to direct the upcoming Han Solo spin-off Star Wars film after the original director stepped down 2 days ago. Filming will resume on July 10th. The veteran director will be taking over for the previous directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who left the film over creative differences with Disney's Lucasfilm. The full-length film of Downton Abbey will be coming to the big screens. Producers hope to assemble the 20 cast members who starred in the critically acclaimed historical PBS series about the British aristocratic Crawley family and their servants. The TV series ended in 2015 to much of the dismay of fans. They plan to start filming in 2018. This has been your entertainment this week, and I'm Katlyn Boyer for News 46.
News 46 WeatherCam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office. In Pahrump, call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside at our Glenn Lerner weather cam, see what our weather's like in Pahrump. Another beautiful day. It always seems to be a beautiful day here in the desert.
It does. It is gorgeous outside this 2nd official full day of summer.
All right, well, we'll be right back with Noah, and he'll bring us our weather.